disappointed in losing. I mean, we want to win. We're competitors, so it stinks to lose. We were within reach. I mean, the whole time. I don't think either team is probably walking away from that match feeling like they played their best. I think it's hard to win here, so hats off to Stanford for coming in and getting a sweep. 2 points, 3 points in the first set, 2 points, and then extra points in the third. So we couldn't slow their lefts down. They almost tried to give it away with as many service errors as they had, but we didn't use that as much to our advantage with as many as we had as well. I'll say this. I've talked a lot about how we are very competitive, and if you're competitive, you would find a great home here. I also think that these are young adults. They're kids, some of them, and these are really formative years in their life, and they've got a lot going. I feel like we've been tired and tentative our last two matches. Obviously, we were able to get it done against Pitt, but I felt like we were tired and tentative, and it's not lost on me that they're going to school and they're managing just so much. Like, we were on a crazy road swing, and our girls are exhausted, and we're asking a lot of them, and these are human beings and they're people, and so when I say if you're competitive, you'll find a home here, I also feel like if you want to grow, you'll find a home here, and these are really formative years of their lives. So we talked a lot about that in the locker room just now. I know that they're managing a lot. They're not robots. And how can we grow and be better while we're managing it? First world problems for sure. We are just grateful and blessed to be in the position we are in and be going to school here and all these things, but it's still a heavy load. So we talked a lot about what do we need to give up to get more sleep? What do we need to, how can us as coaches help them to be their best selves? And so I'm also very interested in that. And I think our girls are awesome people, and unfortunately just didn't play our best tonight against a very good team. So if you're not able to, start at your best, I thought we got there as the match went on, but we just didn't start that way, and you can't give anything up against a good team like that. So, just bummed, but we will move onward and upward and try to learn and keep leaning into each other.
In those first two sets, it seemed like you guys were kind of punched from behind, still keeping it close in that third set. Was when you started to break through a little bit. I know the result didn't go your way, but did you feel like that was where you were starting to see those improvements in that third set?
Yeah. For whatever reason, we just were playing tentative, and especially behind the service line. And early on, it was our offense was the issue. We weren't killing the ball, we weren't siding out. You're not going to win siding out at 52%. But the set scores were that close. I do feel like we gave up an opportunity to beat Stanford when they also were not at their best. So I'm super bummed about that. But back to these are kids that we're talking about. And we didn't have it for a while tonight. So yes, we were punching from behind and trying to find momentum and trying to figure out how we can play a little freer to go and let loose and swing and rip away. We're tipping too many balls. They were cleaning all of those up. So it took a while to pull that out of them. And again, back to they're not machines. We've played well at certain points of the season, but part of coaching is to, lift your team up when they're struggling, and they were struggling tonight for a while. So, but I'm disappointed because I didn't feel like Stanford played their best either. And so there was an opportunity to squeak one of those out, and who knows what happens if we get a set off of them and the match is different.
You don't know how many 35-point sets you've been part of before in your career, but can you talk about what that was like and seeing them stick around for so long though, and the back's against the wall?
Yeah, it's a pretty common coaching phrase, you lose or you learn, so I'm not going to pretend like that's mine. Nothing new under the sun, but it's true. And I told the team afterwards, that is a great if we're going to learn something from this, which we want to, that's kind of what postseason feels like. That was a postseason atmosphere, and it was fun, and that could have easily went our way. So, at that point, I did think we were ripping away and trying to win it and trying to give our best shot. I'm disappointed in some of the missed serves in that red zone and beyond run, but I think that's good experience for what postseason will feel like. So we learned from that, and I thought they did well with that. Again, that's like a flip of a coin of how that could have landed.
Kind of speaking of that, not many teams go through at number 1 versus number 1 at home versus number 5 in a 3-game stretch. How much of a toll does that take as well, and how much, we talked a little bit about the move to the ACC after the pit match, but does that change, and what's that kind of like going through this 3-game stretch?
Yeah, and like I said, while they're also trying to live lives and there's trying to get homework done, and they're human beings, so they need sunshine and vitamin D, and they need to be able to shut it down and just take a walk and touch grass, and and so I do think learning how to manage this ACC schedule, the coaches that learn how to do it will have a competitive advantage. That road swing was really tough on us, and we're tired. I mean, I'm doing my best, but we get home and I've got to do laundry. I mean, I'm just a normal, I'm just a normal person. I got to do some laundry and get my bag is still not unpacked from that road swing, and I got to, this morning I was on kid duty and taking my kids to school and trying to game plan and things like that, and our girls have all that stuff going on too. And I'm not saying Stanford doesn't also. They have really tough, if not maybe them and Cal, the toughest travel. So yeah, that's the world we're living in with these new, cross-continent conferences, and we are thankful and grateful, and we've just got to, I think we're talking about first world problems. We got to find a way to figure it out and manage it well. So we're learning because, I think my girls are tired.
You talk about what Stanford was doing defensively. It did seem like they had a lot of answers for what you guys were doing. Do you think it was more on what you guys were executing, or more on what they were able to read?
I mean, their bro is one of the best. She's so good. Let's see, she didn't lead the, interesting that Maya led the match and digs, good for her, but I think their bro's really good. I think you'll probably hear Kevin say they need to grow in their block, and I would agree respectfully. That what makes them, their setter is a beast, and they're really good offensively. So they're gonna side out and they're gonna score, and we need to score back. And that was the issue in this match. Our offense struggled, and they hit 300. I mean, neither team really played great in set 1, but so serve and pass is kind of a separate facet. But yeah, if they continue, and I'm sure they will because they're working hard and their coach is great, if they continue to get better defensively, they'll only become a more dangerous team. So we needed to be a little bit more bought into our game plan probably to find those kills, because I don't think that this is a great team. I don't think that is what makes them great. I think their offense and their setter and their left sides are just super skilled. That's what makes them great.
Can you just talk about what your team's mentality was this week going into play the number 1 team in the country and then,
Yeah.
Stanford tonight?
We've talked a lot about, hey, this is fun. This is a really awesome opportunity. How grateful. We don't want to be anything but grateful. We are owed nothing. I never, entitlement is gross. And what a just awesome privilege it is to play these teams. And so, but sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And back to I'm kind of harping on this, that I do feel like our girls are tired. We have a day off tomorrow. We've done multiple 2-day stretches, like a Sunday, Monday off, or a Monday, Tuesday off, to try to just give them the rest. But the the conversation is about what a privilege this is. So yeah, I think it's just really fun, and I'm not disappointed that we lost. I'm not mad that we lost to a good team. I'm disappointed that I don't think we gave them our best. And that's not necessarily on our girls. Like I said, I think we've got to find a way to manage this beast of a schedule.
And Nia and Natalie were two players that came up big in the third set, made some big plays to keep you guys in it. Two grad students. Can you just talk about what those two players have meant to your program as you've kind of ascended the rankings this year?
Yeah, I mean, they're both. Naya is. I just remember recruiting her and having my very first conversation with her, and I'm so thankful she chose SMU because she's incredible. I watched 2 seconds of her film, and I was like, we have to get her. And some other coaches, for whatever reason, passed on her, and that's their loss because she's ridiculous, and she's so good, and she's such a sweetheart. And I don't think we're half the team we are without her. Like, there's no way you a good opposite that can play 6 rotations and crush bigs and touching 10, whatever crazy she's touching, 10-10 or something insane. Everyone has to focus on her, and it opens everybody else up. So that she's, and our girls have said that to her before, like, hey, we're just not the team we are without you. Natalie Foster, what a learner, what a incredible heart of gold and an amazing arm. She, we're also just not in the place we are this season without her serve that gives people fits. We talked, I said competitive, but the growth, right? I also want my kids to grow. I hope we are a program that's marked by growth and development, and I think both of those kids have been able to grow and develop not only as players, but as human beings, so they mean a lot to us. I will be sad. I will cry on senior night for sure. I love these girls a lot.